The book is based on surveys that Anderson carried out in 4 selected centers around the country. He looked at roadside sellers and the amount of money that they make. Then he compared their yearly income to those who are formally employed and those who are involved in support activities for large-scale production such as oil palm. What he found was that those who made more money were involved in what he termed as hybrid livelihoods. So Anderson essentially throws out the idea that the only way for customary landowners to engage meaningfully in the cash economy is for them to register their land. His survey found that families are already engaged while maintaining control over their customary land. He found that families are using farm management techniques to decide what and how much is grown on their land. According to Anderson, the most effective hybrids are where the land is managed to grow food for the family's consumption and to grow food specifically to sell at the market. This is done while the family is also taking care of traditional cash crops such as coffee or cocoa, or is involved in a small business. Between 2005 and 2011, Anderson's survey showed that for 1 hectare of land, a family engaged in a high local market income have earned as much as 25,000 kina a year. Anderson presented these findings to tertiary institutions and recently to a small group of interested people in a gathering hosted by the Institute of National Affairs. Former Acting Deputy Secretary for Provincial Agriculture and Technical Services, Potaisa Hombunaka, says the downward trend in coffee production shows that agriculture development should be based on the people's interest and about what they see gives them the best return for their labor.
This presentation today is highlighting and reiterating to us that, look, let's go back to the interest of the small people and derive our policies in development, putting them as a very central focus. They must become a very center to the development agenda, not somebody else's interest, because they've got a land and they've got a labor.
Paul Barker says this way of looking at economics supports what he has been saying for years. Papua New Guinea needs to develop a diversified economy that should not be heavily dependent on only a few things.
Timely address to remind and refocus on what ordinary households in the country and what their needs are, and the fact that by managing their own micro level economic activities, they can actually often do quite well, get good incomes and livelihoods, rather than placing all their dependence upon selling their land, especially through these SABLs, which have been notorious in the last few years, or even the short-term sale of land to other people and not actually retaining equity or not thinking of the future and just thinking in terms of very short-term expediency or short-term gain.
Another participant, Josephine Laka, who has researched the livelihoods based around rubber production in the Western Province, has this to say.
It's true, we have to combine all of the subsistence farming, small business, crops, and that should be the way forward to improving livelihoods in our rural and urban areas as well.
Sarah Aupong, National EMTV News.